Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pride and enormous delight that I present you the 2017 graduating class of Sizer School. Graduates, you may be seated. And a very, very warm welcome to all of our friends and families. It's wonderful to see you tonight. We are so thankful that you are joining us for this joyous celebration of the achievement and accomplishments of this remarkable group of young people that we have here with us tonight. I want to just mention that we are unable to have our executive director with us tonight, who would be opening the ceremony and welcome you, but she has a 6-year-old who has been hospitalized this week, so our thoughts are with her and her family this evening. Also, just want to ask people, it's been brought to my attention that there are some people in the audience tonight who have some sensitivity to loud noises. So if you have one of those squawking noise things with you, if you could please refrain from using it, they would greatly appreciate it. Also, it seems that the skies have cleared and the evening has blessed us. We will be able to have our outside reception just beyond the doors here outside the hall. So thank you for joining us with all that. So, graduates, I'd like you to join me in a few important thanks to begin the evening. So first of all, if you are a member of the Sizer staff, would you please stand up? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the group of people that have worked tirelessly on behalf of our graduates here tonight, helping them through all the trials and tribulations of succeeding through high school and loving them every moment of the way. I also want to extend our thanks to all of our families for all your support that you have given these young people over these years, and especially for entrusting them and their care to us over these years. It is a gift that has enriched all of our lives enormously. So thank you so much. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the class that you have been hearing so much about all these years. They are truly a remarkable group of not only unique individuals, but a class quite extraordinary for all of us who have come to know them. But you don't have to take my word for it, because tonight, in good Sizer tradition, you'll be hearing from many of them. There's a tradition at Sizer that I love, which is that we allow any graduating senior who wishes to speak at graduation to do so. And so tonight, if you look in your program, you're going to hear from quite a number of them. I think about a dozen in all. You'll also be hearing from a couple of people who have been teaching them all these years. But not to worry, we had graduation yesterday and we timed it, and we clocked it in at about 6 hours, 37 minutes, and 22 seconds. But that's okay, because I have agreed to cut an hour off my speech, and Leo has agreed to cut 2 hours off his speech. And we'll have you out of here by midnight without any question about it. And if we don't, I want you to know that I've checked in with the bread and breakfast up here on the hill, and they have a few extra rooms. So for any of you planning to drive back to Indiana tonight, you might want to consider that as well. Something that's very, very special to us tonight is that every single one of our graduates who is with us this year as a senior is here with us on the stage tonight. That may sound like an obvious thing. But it's no small achievement, because oftentimes not all of the students reach the standards that we set for them. And I'm not going to lie to you, not all of them did it exactly on time as they were expected to. I won't embarrass anyone by mentioning anyone's names, but rumor has it that the latest revision of Danny's history project is stuck under her robe somewhere. So graduates, I want to let you know that we already sense your absence. I went into the gym today during BFIT. The Foursquare just wasn't the same at all. Your passion and your enthusiasm were missing. We got to get those undergraduates worked up into shape here on that. I also want to share with you guys that your senior prank this year has become the most memorable senior prank in my entire career. Now you have to know, I've been around for a while and I've suffered through a few senior pranks in my time. I'll never forget the time that the students, lovely cherubs that they are, brought in the fart liquid and distributed around the school, and we had to close the school for a week. But that's not what's happened at Sizer. At Sizer, the students came before the prank and asked me if I would approve it. I was quite astounded. I've never had that happen ever in my life. You want me to approve the prank before you do it? It doesn't work that way. You're supposed to prank us, you know? So at any rate, I said, why don't we agree on some parameters? And they agreed, we're not gonna do anything unsafe, we won't mess up anybody's day, and we'll clean up after ourselves. Sounds like a deal. Get out of my office. Make it a surprise for me. But I want to let you know that this senior project was amazing. I mean, your senior prank was amazing. They created an entire garden outside the school of plastic pink flamingos. Each one of them decorated individually to represent their individual unique characteristics. It was long hair for Bailey, wings for Lindsay, and of course, rainbow colors for Cass. And on and on and on. It was a beautiful representation of them as a class, extremely unique in their individual characteristics and eccentricities, yet cohesive as an entire group, a flock of pink flamingos. So then after that, we moved into the hallway, and we found an atrium full of blue balloons. It looked like one of those bouncy houses that you find at Chuck E. Cheese, you know, with balloons everywhere. It was fabulous. And then we moved down the hall, and we find this little trail of sticky notes leading us to a classroom doorway. Many, many, many sticky notes. And we see the door of the classroom, and it's plastered with sticky notes. And we open the door, and we go in, and thousands and thousands of sticky notes on the ceilings, on the windows, on the walls. And each one of those sticky notes inscribed with the word knowledge. What an awesome tribute to that teacher of that classroom. Now, don't let me fool you. They weren't all entirely angelic. There was, of course, the obligatory slippery stuff on the doorknob, which will remain yet unnamed. All right, guys, fess up. Who brought that slippery stuff into the school? Who? All right, well, one can only imagine the great sacrifice that that person had to endure for pulling off that prank. I want to share with you that the Adventure of Senior Project was also an amazing moment that we shared this year. I got to hang out with you guys for 2 solid weeks and see all of these projects. And the question behind the Senior Project is, what will kids do if we get out of the way and stop telling them what they should learn about? What will they do? What will they learn about? Well, it turns out they'll learn about some pretty cool stuff. And that's what they did. For me, it was like a 2-week grad course entitled Everything About Everything and Anything. It was really awesome. The journey spanned from beauty to poverty, from aerodynamics to figure skating, from Disney to voting rights, and on and on and on. Our seniors alternately shared their passions, their insights, and their outrage. So many of them exemplified Think, Care, Act in so many different ways. At times they were hilarious, at times provocative, at times inspiring, and at times alarming. After all, where will we be without the bees? Our greatest hope at Sizer is that you have taken some different perspective in your time here on the value and role of learning in your lives. Sizer School was born from a critique about the failures that the American education system was enduring. Ted Sizer, the namesake and who our school is named for, had a beautifully articulate vision of this critique. The idea was that somehow we had gotten it all wrong. We had gotten it horribly wrong. The bell schedules and the tests and the grades and the multitude of hoops that need to be jumped through and the pressure and the stress. Folks, where is the wonder? Where is the creativity? Where is the love? These are our children. Every moment of a children's life is seen in this system as preparation for the next moment. Kindergarten is about preparation for first grade. We're going to throw recess out. We're going to spend more time stressing on tests and less time on play. Kindergarten is designed to prepare for first grade and first and second for third, for middle school and middle school for high school and high school for college. We focused so much time and energy on preparing our kids for the future that we forgot to help them learn to live now, in the present, in the moment. I want to share with you that we have this wonderful thing going on at Sizer right now. We have a group of 24 students who have recently trained in mindfulness, and they fan out throughout the school in teams of 2 every morning, and they teach other kids to breathe. Folks, in all this stress, we've forgotten to teach our kids to breathe. True learning, and this is what I hope you're taking from Sizer. True learning isn't about preparing for life. True learning is life. It's life itself. We are learning something. When we are learning something new, we are living life at its purest expression. We are most fully human when we are learning. When we are at our lowest and sad and lonely and confused, if we learn something, it will restore us. When life becomes stressful and harried, if we learn something new, it will center us. When you are at the top of your game, learn something new. It will give you perspective and humble you. I worry about the absence of this kind of joyful, true learning and the immensity of stress that our educational system imposes upon our children. That this loss comes at a heavy price. It creates a kind of numbness in our civilization. A numbness that is becoming catastrophic for our civilization. We have an exploding crisis in mental health issues for our youth today. We have a generation of people who are seeking refuge in technological caves, seduced by the latest gadgets and social media apps. This numbness leaves us vulnerable to the exploitation of ruthless, opportunist humans who will sweep in and seize power to advance their own selfish good. I'm not preaching politics here. I'm simply advocating a human plea. I'm exhorting. This madness that we're seeing in the world is an equal opportunity employer. It doesn't matter whether we're chopping other human beings off, or we're dropping the mother bomb of all bombs, or whether we're sending out incoherent tweets in the middle of the night and leaving the rest of the world wondering just how mad have we become. The antidote to this, my friends, the antidote to this numbness is think, care, act. I believe that in my heart of hearts. I believe the mission of this school is an antidote to everything we find going on about us. And so, my young friends, we need you now more than ever. We need you out in this world. Our hair is white. Our spirits are weary, and our time is limited. We need you to move out into the world and to infuse the world with think, care, act. If it weren't for you, this would be a bleak message tonight, but it's not. It's a message that's filled with hope because of you and because of what I know you can do and my belief in you. Think, care, act for you in the world. For some of you, it will come big. It'll come in the form of cures for cancers or world peace or railing against injustice. But for most of us, it will come in small moments. The random act of kindness. The remembering to breathe. Graduates, we're going to miss you around here. We're going to miss you a whole lot. This is a community that has grown to love you enormously. We sincerely hope that you will keep in touch. Thank you. It is my great pleasure to welcome to the stage tonight a woman who has been working with these students and many other students at Sizer over the years, someone who is sometimes affectionately known as Mama Sizer, Pam Sweeney.
Hello, beautiful people. I always try to turn so that I can see you because you're the ones I'm talking to. Thank you so much for granting me the honor of speaking to you on this very wonderful, amazing, and kind of scary occasion. Take a deep breath. As always, it's my hope that I have something to share that will not only resonate with you today, but will give you something to reflect upon in the future as you think back on your years at NCCES/Sizer, because I know you guys like to call it both. Every class has a personality, and yours is certainly no exception. From your earliest days here, I heard people say things about your class, that your class was cohesive, that you were thoughtful and intellectually curious. You internalized early on the values of Think, Care, Act and the NC6, now known as the Sizer 6. You became the poster children, if you will, for fair-mindedness and inclusivity. You were woke. I so looked forward to becoming your teacher last year and getting to experience all of this utopia for myself. As we launched into the year with great enthusiasm, your skills, your abilities, and your insight brought joy into the classroom. Things were going so well. So imagine my surprise when one day I heard one of you say, "I hate that kid. I can't stand being in class with that jerk," about a fellow student. I would occasionally overhear a group of you gossiping or complaining about one another or declaring about a classmate that they, and I quote, "load them with the passion of 1,000 fiery suns." Sometimes, I know, it's shocking to imagine, these comments even included some obscenities. Imagine how I felt when I learned that members of this perfect class were human beings with feet of clay. Who could account for this seeming disconnect? What could it be? These same people who professed not to like each other were then still working together in groups, being polite and respectful to one another. engaging in meaningful conversations, all the while learning and growing. How could this be? Were you all just giant fakers who pretended to be nice, but were secretly horrible when you thought no one was looking? What the heck was going on? It was then that I recognized that what you had, what others before me had noticed and commented on, and seemed perhaps too good to be true, was that you had the ability to get along with people that you did not especially like, even those with whom you violently disagreed. I know that you're not perfect, but somehow you were able to put aside personal differences and cooperate for the common good. This is a rare and beautiful thing. I am sure that I am not the only graduation speaker this year, both here and throughout the country, who will be saying something very similar. But in an increasingly polarized country, this is the kind of perspective that we need. We need citizens who can engage in civil discourse, who are willing to listen, really listen, to other people's perspectives, and not dismiss someone out of hand because they don't agree with our politics. We need people who, in spite of their disagreement with one or dislike of another, can look past those differences and work towards a common goal with shared values. We need committed peacemakers, conciliators, mediators, those who exemplify loving kindness and see past the superficial to recognize the shared humanity in others, the value of varying opinions. We need you to keep doing what you've been doing, stronger and harder and even more passionately than ever before. As you walk out of these doors and into the big, wide world, take with you the lessons and values that this school has helped instill in you. Hold on to your sense of community and purpose, and go in peace and love. I love you. Please welcome our first student speaker, the delightful Ms. Cassie Clark Hyder.
Okay, here we go. When I was young, my mom gave my brothers and me a set of family values, ideas that we should live by. Families stick together. If you're not doing good in the world, you're just taking up space, and go barefoot whenever possible. As I've gone through high school and life in general, I've found that these ideas are important regardless of who you are or what you're doing. When we were young, my brothers and I fought about pretty much everything and anything. I remember one occasion in particular that ended with my little brother chasing me through the house wielding a dustpan like a battle axe. My mom would remind us that that was not how families stuck together, and we would grumble and complain, but still, we remembered. These values aren't quite black and white, though. They change and evolve as you do. Your family is made up of so much more than just blood relatives. Family can be friends, family can be teachers, it can be mentors, even people that you never expected to find their way into your lives. In my case, my family includes someone with different parents and a different birthday, but is apparently my twin, since nobody can tell us apart anyway. For those of you who don't know, I'm talking about Jenna. Jenna, give a wave. Yep. I kid you not, both of my parents have called me Jenna at least once. Sometimes people imagine good deeds as grand gestures or enormous sacrifices, but I'm telling you that there is no good deed you can do that is too small. Not all of us can be missionaries or Doctors Without Borders or philanthropists. To be a person that others can look up to, all it takes is to do what you can to make others smile, to make the world a little bit brighter. And while not everyone can go barefoot all the time, take moments to let go. Moments where you can be free and simply be alive, because I found that it's these moments that really got me through the day. And when things get rough and you're not sure where to go or what to do, stick by your family. Because as much as my brothers and I fought, when we grew up and the world took seemingly every opportunity to shove us down, we did what our mom told us to do. We stuck together, we stood together, and we're still standing. So hold fast to the things you love, let go of the things you don't, and do your best to make the world just a little bit brighter. Thank you. Please welcome our next speaker, Rue Pepper Eisenberg.
High school wasn't easy for me. It isn't easy for anyone, but everyone has a different, whether for better or for worse. And for me, I'd say it was a bit of both. I dealt with a lot of emotional baggage, for those who know what I'm talking about, and let it build up until I was at a breaking point. But it's fine, because that's something you learn while you're in school. Your problems are your problems. They somehow get created by you, and they aren't going away by themselves without you doing your part to push through them. So yeah, I started having depression around the end of middle school. When freshman year came around, I didn't know if life was worth living anymore. It took a lot of time and effort, but I was able to pull myself out of that place, even though I still have bad days here and there. So to anyone feeling this way, just find what makes you happy. It doesn't matter what it is. Just do what you can to feel better. Because if you're going to keep living, you might as well try and enjoy it. I've come to the conclusion that life is basically a game, a joke where everyone puts a facade for the rest of the world. But despite all the masks that people wear, I've come to the conclusion that society doesn't get to choose what my character is. I do. I choose to be the best version of myself, and I believe everyone should do their best to do the same. When I came to Sizer, I was pretty much hopeless when it came to this thing called socializing. Coming from a private school with only 50 kids, practically isolated, I thought there was no way I was going to make any friends here. Turns out I did over the years. Not a lot, but the number means absolutely nothing. So I was basically that kid who was always like, no one understands me. But I mean, I wasn't too far off from that being true. But that isn't a bad thing. Not as long as you stay true to yourself and take care of yourself, even when it's hard. And besides, teachers can be friends. Kind of. Maybe. So I want to start off by thanking all my English teachers. Ms. Tuttle, Mr. Nelson, Mrs. Cronin, Ms. Wachowski, Ms. Nemi, and Ms. Cook. English is one of my favorite subjects, and you all made me love it even more. The best thing I've ever learned from you all is to appreciate literature as well as writing of our own, and all the ideas and creativity it brings. You won't be forgotten by me. I also want to thank all the teachers that got me through my least favorite subject, math. I was never a fan, but you guys always did your best to help me get through the labyrinth that is equations with X and Y and all the problems those letters seem to have. Mr. Devlin, Ms. Giavell, and Ms. Roy, I'll always remember that despite how stubborn and difficult I could be at times, you're always happy to find ways to get me out of those mathematical slumps. Not only do I want to be an actor, singer, and songwriter, but I want to be a role model for people, no matter what stage in life they're at. I want everyone to know that you should embrace your true self more. While having a social reputation is a thing, it's impossible to know what people really think of you anymore. But that's just a human trait, I guess, to have secrets, to hide things from each other. But that makes sense. It probably wouldn't be good if we were open books all the time. But I definitely believe that we should be more open with each other. It's only courteous to be honest with people, despite the fact that people don't like honesty. That's why I can't wait to start attending SUNY Purchase College in the fall. I'll finally get to meet people who see this crazy, ridiculous, and hilarious world we live in the same ways I do. Comedy is one of the few things I can take seriously. Things that are normally sad can bring a laugh and a smile to someone's face, while at the same time making a powerful statement, and that's one of the best little things about life there is. So with that being said, I want to say that I give my best to everyone else graduating today. Wherever they're going from here, I hope that it's an amazing experience for them, and that they live happy and successful lives. I'm not just saying that either. I want the best for people, even if we don't see eye to eye. That's something that will always be important to me, no matter what. Thanks. Up next, I'd like to introduce Bailey Morse.
I'll step on the stool. Hi, everyone. So, many of you know me, but for those who don't, my name is Bailey Morse. Let me fix this. And out of the 6 years that I've spoken at the school, this is my last time speaking as a student. I wasn't really sure what I wanted this speech to be about. How do you wrap up 6 years of life, learning, experiences, and happiness into one speech? Then I thought of 2 words: thank you. Thank you to all my classmates who have supported me through this journey. Thank you to Mr. Prescott for teaching me to be a good runner and a good leader. Thank you to Mr. Johnson, for knowingly and unknowingly giving me Triscuits at lunch. Thank you to Miss Toby J. for teaching me fist pows and laughter, whether it be by setting off the fire alarm at school twice, or by teaching me what it means to be a good writer. Thank you to all my friends and family for teaching me everything I know and raising me to be who I am today. Thank you to the senior staff and teachers for giving me the honor and privilege of wearing this medal. And lastly, thank you to Sizer School. This school has opened doors for me that I didn't know existed. I loved each and every bit of being here. Thank you. Up next, I'd like to introduce Hannah Sheldon.
I'm shorter. I am one of millions who've dealt with anxiety and depression from a very young age. These feelings ate away at my life, and I missed out on so much growing up. For a long time, I wasn't thinking about the future. I was just trying to get through the now. I'm proud to be able to stand here today before you and say that I went from thinking about getting my GED to graduating today with the class of 2017. Not done just yet. And now I would like to share with you a poem about my journey. Let me tell you a story about a young girl. She got sick, but it wasn't a visible sickness. She didn't know what it was. Anxiety is this voice in the back of your head telling you that everything is something to worry about. All of the noise, but I'm not the Grinch and I'm not stealing Christmas. My heart didn't shrink nor grow. It was beating too fast. I was afraid I would die. Depression slowly drains you of you. I was a kid that loved school and then I couldn't make myself go. With depression, you fade away. You lose contact, and the worst thing is you aren't even aware of it. You're wasting away and the outside doesn't register. Depression is like this large oppressive blanket that you don't always realize it is choking you. I can't breathe. The outside world is muffled. Don't you want everyone to leave you alone? But it's lonely, feeling lonely. I came to this school and it was a breath of life. I wasn't better, no, not completely, but there was hope. For the first time in a very long time, I felt hope. I began to open up again. I didn't do it alone. I don't think I could have. Family, friends, teachers. It's okay to ask someone for help. It's okay to let someone know you're struggling. Let me tell you a story about a young girl. She got sick. She didn't know what it was. But I lived, I still live. Despite every challenge I faced, I'm still that same kid who loves school, who enters that beautiful building with a smile on her face. I never lost that. It was just hidden. My depression and my anxiety could not take that away from me. And to those of you out there with similar struggles, remember these words. You are still you. Mental illness cannot take that away from me. You will live, you will live, you will live. And now I would like to introduce our next student speaker, Ray Thomas.
Hello, I'm Ray. Nice to see you all this evening. So, one of my fondest memories from here at Sizer took place over the summer vacation between 7th and 8th grade, back when I was 4'8" and didn't know what a scholarship was. For 1 week, my 7th grade advisor, Mrs. Tuttle, shout out Mrs. Tuttle, invited her students to come to school and attend a new class she had designed. The class was called The History of the World Through the Study of Sandwiches, or, as it was tastefully nicknamed, Sandwich Club. So I, along with 9 or 10 other sandwich enthusiasts, spent a week of my summer vacation learning about the history of sandwiches, developing my own personal sandwich philosophy, and working with a partner to invent our own sandwich, which would eventually be entered in a competition for the title of Best Sandwich at the end of the week. My partner and my creation was called the Breakfast Faux Dinner, and it consisted of a plethora of breakfast foods squished between 2 maple syrup-drenched waffles. We ended up coming in second place to the meatball melt, regardless of the fact that our sandwich was clearly superior and obviously the rightful winner. But I digress. The message behind this story goes far beyond sandwiches. Mrs. Tuttle wanted to show us that if you can learn about world history by studying sandwiches, there is no limit to what you can learn. This is one of the most valuable lessons that I learned here at Sizer, and it is one that I urge everyone on this stage and everyone in this room to never forget. I urge you to never forget that there is learning everywhere, and there is an opportunity for growth in every situation. I urge you to never forget that everyone is your teacher, and that every interaction you have with another person is a potential learning experience. I urge you to never forget to approach the way you learn in a way that works for you, because personalizing your education will give you an individual and unique perspective. So to the class of 2017, I urge you to never forget to think outside the sandwich. Thank you. Please welcome our next student speaker, Victoria Poole.
Hi, my name is Victoria Poole, or as I'm more commonly known as, Blake's mom. Graduation has always been a huge deal. You're not considered a child anymore. It stays with you and defines part of who you are. You're known as part of the class of insert your graduation year here. But graduation is so much more than that. Looking around this auditorium today feels so unreal. I honestly never believed I would be here on this stage accepting my diploma and taking the next big step in my life, just as I'm sure a lot of my fellow graduates feel the same. High school can be known as one of the biggest accomplishments you make in your life, and that's true. High school is not just 4 years of your life that you're wasting in a building with people you don't know and or care about, just so you can head out into the world and do what you want to do with the rest of your life. High school is just so much more than that. You get connected to those around you through hobbies, sports, mutual friends, extracurriculars, and even just sitting in the same class together for a semester or two. Moving on from high school will be the beginning of yet another journey. You'll create new friends, have new adventures, laugh, cry, scream, shout, but you'll never forget the friends you have or once had and the places you went that brought you to this point in your life. We've all made choices in our lives. I made the choice to come to Sizer. I made the choice to play sports. I chose the classes I wanted to take, and I chose to keep my son Blake and raise him as my own. And everyone has made some of the same choices. We all chose to be a part of the Sizer class of 2017, and we can choose to all stay together, keep in contact, and live on as the class of 2017. Thank you. I would like to introduce our next speaker, Jenna Sussman.
finding the words to start this speech hasn't been easy. Saying, I started at Sizer School 6 years ago wouldn't be truthful, as I started this journey at North Central Charter Essential School. Beginning by saying, I started at this community 6 years ago wouldn't be truthful either, since this community has changed, physically, from an old shoe factory to a beautiful new school building, as well as having many personality changes along the way. So I have been a part of this, whatever this may be, for 6 years. And like everything else about this school, I have changed a lot over those 6 years. I began my journey as a 12-year-old 7th grader who really didn't talk to people, and I definitely did not talk in front of people. Being involved with theater helped my shell break open when I was in 7th grade, and chorus helped that even more when I was in 8th grade. Becoming a community meeting player was also a big help in the start of my public speaking career. I think what helped me the most was learning how to address a class. I began my career in teaching health 3 years ago when I became an apprentice in the middle school health class. It didn't take long before I was instructing for Mrs. Verelst, and after teaching sex ed to middle schoolers, there really isn't anything you can't talk about. 2 years after I started that, Mrs. Verelst brought another opportunity into my life. I learned how to address a bigger crowd when I started at the Get Real Teen Council. The opportunities and assistance that she and all of my teachers have given me has helped me grow into a confident young woman, and for that, I will always be thankful. Quite like the beginning of this speech, I wasn't sure how to conclude. This has happened to me many times over the course of my 6 years. I couldn't figure out how to end my Cinderella story in 7th grade, so I killed the main character. In 9th grade, I couldn't figure out how to end a short story, so Miss Cronin shrugged and said, kill her. So I did. In junior year, I took a dual enrollment course where I wrote a creative essay. At the end of that paper, you guessed it, the main character was dead. However, this is real life. It's not something I'm writing, so I can't kill everyone in this room tonight. And that must mean that this isn't an end, but a beginning, and a chance to continue growing into even better people than we are right now. I am a graduating senior of the class of 2017, and they are... All right. Now I would like to introduce the next student speaker, Leo Gonzalez.
I may look like I have it all together, but I'm on the verge of tears. So I walked into NCCES 6 years ago, a very different person than I am walking out of it, and I'm walking out of Sizer. Heck, I'm walking out of a different school building with a different name in a different building with many different teachers, but that doesn't matter. What matters is the future, and although we always have to remember our humble beginnings. Now, I, myself, have never wanted more than to just leave an impression, a legacy for people to remember me by. And although we may not always have a great finale or a big bang, although we did have some pretty sweet senior pranks, the hanging spaghetti kind of fell through, though. I think this school has left its impression on me. I've left my fingerprints all over the school. With my 6 years of volunteering at the annual spaghetti supper, to my 3 years now of being a community meeting player, and my now complete year of being a chorus member, my 2 years of working with the Sida Theater crew, my fingerprints are everywhere. 500 Ringe Road has been my home away from home for finishing up on 3 years now. And before that, it was 171 South Street, the Notre Dame building. And even before that, it was 1 Oak Hill Road. Shout out to all my blue and silver cords out here. I hope that one day I can get back up there to 1 Oak Hill Road and take a look around. But I don't really need to reminisce because I'm not really leaving. I may not be coming back to a torturous 13th grade, good Lord, no. But I'm not leaving. My heart stays here. I may not see a whole lot of you for a very long time, but I will always remember you. I've always wanted to leave an impression here because this school left its impression on me, and I know that I'm not leaving. So hats off to you, Sizer community, for everything that it's done for me. I'd like to introduce our next student speaker, Katie Gogan-Young.
Okay, I'm here. Sorry. Okay, I'm ready. Nelson Mandela once said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." I know as a senior class that we can all relate to this quote in one way or another. From the beginning of high school and maybe even before that, graduating seemed like an impossible and faraway thing. As you get closer to this point, it's all very exciting and is one of those so close but so far dreams. There are so many peaks and valleys in one's life, and it seems throughout high school that we experience a lot of valleys. And for me, when I was in the bottom of a valley, graduating seemed like something that just wasn't possible. Even as I came closer to this day, it seemed like an impossible thing that just wasn't going to happen. I just lost my place. Oh my God. Okay. However, tonight on this stage with this diploma that I haven't gotten yet, not only me, but all of my friends stand on one of the highest peaks we will stand on in our lives. I started attending Sizer in the 7th grade. I left at the end of 9th grade and came back at the beginning of the 11th grade, missing 10th grade. Let me just say that that was a huge mistake. When I look back to when I started at Sizer in the 7th grade, I was such a different person. Up until I left, I was really immature. It was the beginning of my depression and the phase of my anger. I was constantly irritable and rude to my peers, and it was due to me thinking that I could never be happy due to past experiences I had as a child. I left for a year and went back to my hometown high school. Going back to North Middlesex taught me how personable Sizer was and how much I loved the small size of Sizer. All these things were the reasons that I couldn't stand to stay at North Middlesex. I grew a lot in this time as well. I lost that irritability that I had and grew more compassionate and understanding. However, my depression slowly increased. I returned to Sizer and gained forgiveness from many of my peers, and I stand on this stage and I thank you for that. I appreciate that more than you will ever know how you opened your arms and willingly accepted me into your friend group, even though I had treated you so poorly in the past. I wouldn't be where I am if you hadn't done this. I want to skip to midway through senior year when I became hospitalized for the 3rd time. I wouldn't have made it through this and passed this grade without a few people. First, I want to thank Stephanie Breen. You have been my best friend since the first day of 7th grade when we met in Miss Doucette's science class. You've always been there for me even in my worst of times, even when I didn't treat you the way that you deserved to be treated. Stop looking at me. Not only have you been there for me through all of this, but you even went so far as to give me a place to live for part of senior year. You and your mom are the kindest people I've ever met, and I would definitely not be here today if it wasn't for your help and support. I love you both, and I thank you wholeheartedly. Next, I want to thank my sister-in-law, Amanda, and my amazing brother, Jeff. You also opened your arms and your home to me and pushed me more than I wanted to be pushed, and it helped me finish my senior project. I know for a fact that without you, my product would never have been finished. I stand here today and thank you with everything inside of me for never giving up on me and loving me through my best and my worst. Lastly, I want to thank everyone I stand here with today. We made it, guys, and I love each and every one of you a lot. You have given me the most love and support throughout my journey at Sizer. We have been through a lot together as a class, but we have persevered and pushed through all the hard times and all the stress. We are the strongest, the bravest, and the closest group of seniors that has ever existed. I'm so proud to be able to say that I'm graduating with you all today. And always remember this moment where we were kings and queens. Thank you. Next, I want to introduce our next speaker, Nick Kenny.
Hello, everyone. Who would have thought that I'd be speaking in front of you tonight? I know I've been excited personally since I saw the junior graduation 1 year ago today, I think. I've actually been thinking about this for the last week. It's been the only thing on my mind is this moment right here. But if you had asked me 6 years ago if I wanted to speak in front of 100 people and tell them how I felt, I would have told you you were insane. Let me tell you guys a story. Before I came to Sizer, or NCCS as it was called, I was nothing like the person I am today. I was bullied every single day of my life. I hated going to school, I was afraid of everyone, and I was afraid of being rejected, so I was never myself. All of that changed when I came to NCCS in the 7th grade. During my first day of advisory, me and my mom sat down with my first advisor, Miss Tobin, or now known as Mrs. Tuttle. Ms. Tobin explained to us how wonderful NCCS is and how I was going to fit in no matter what and not to be afraid of the future, because it was her first year here too, and she was nervous as well. But she took out this one thing. It was a white rock with blue lettering on it that said NCCES. She explained to us, me and my mother, how the rock symbolized strength and bravery when faced with the unknown. Every time she was going to do something that was risky or she was going to step out of her comfort zone, she took that rock and she held it in her hand. She gave me a rock of my own, and it worked. I did the same thing. Every single time I was going to step out of my comfort zone and meet new people, try new things, I held that rock in my hand and I kept it in my mind. And it reminded me of the bravery and the risk-taking I was going to have to show to accomplish my dreams. And it worked. It really worked. It started a butterfly effect that led to the confident leader I am today, the one person that really didn't think he was going to be speaking in front of you guys 6 years later is the one speaking in front of you 6 years later. Of course, I can't say that one rock was the only thing that built the character that I am today. Without the support of all my friends, my teachers, my coaches, the Sizer staff, my family, or especially my mother, I could never be the person I am today. And I can't thank you all enough for the experiences we shared, the lessons you've taught me, and the hard times we've worked through that have really built my character. I'll be keeping your teachings, support, one moment, and my rock with me when I go to WPI and the United States Air Force. Thank you all. Please welcome our next student speaker, Olivia Welch.
Okay, so I want to start off with saying hi, everybody. Thank you for coming to celebrate this with us all. My name is Olivia Welch. I'm usually called Liv. Some of you may know me, some of you may not know me. Either way, I kind of want to tell you a little bit of my story. I came to Sizer as an incoming sophomore. I'd gone to school in Lunenburg for my whole life, and during my freshman year, I realized I needed to make a change. And little did I know that my sneaky mom and dad had put my name in for the lottery at Sizer months before I asked them to, and I had a seat. I'll be honest, at first I was really mad. I was mad that they had made the decision for me about where I would spend the rest of my high school years. I was mad that they hadn't told me about it, and most importantly, I was distraught about what I should do. I mean, I had been at Lunenburg for my whole life. All my friends were there, and my whole life was there, and I was just going to pick it up in my sophomore year and move somewhere else, so thought was terrifying. Then I came to the school, brand spanking new building, beautiful, to take the grade and GMAT assessments. When I sat down and looked around, I realized how diverse the room I was in was. There were people of all different races, socioeconomic statuses, and on the LGBTQ plus spectrum. I got to meet many different teachers, staff members, and other students who were incoming or who already went there. They were arguably the nicest and most enthusiastic people about going to school that I had ever met. I immediately knew that this was the place I wanted to spend the rest of my high school years. I've been at Sizer for 3 years now, and every day I've lived proof that my first impressions were completely correct and put me down the right path. On my first day here, I met the people who are now my best friends and who I share my favorite memories with. It wasn't long before I found my people in my groove here at Sizer and made relationships with peers and staff that were positive. Whether we were making memories in CIDA at Festival, on a sports team winning intense games, at Equals Club, going to Pride, taking out compost with Green Team, or staying way too long after school in the art room like me, we all have our thing. It's all of these smaller communities that contribute to our much larger Sizer family. It's each other that we come to for support in good times and bad, and I know I speak for all of us when I say that without Sizer, I would not be who I am today. This community is one I know we will all always be welcome in, and will continue to have the same impact on its students to come. We will always keep it with us in our minds and our hearts. I also truly think that in each of us is a little bit of each other and a lot of Sizer. The words in the front of the atrium that read Think, Care, Act and our mission statement aren't just words. They aren't just kept in our brains and we repeat them from memory because we're told. We mean them, we know them, we have allowed the words to go from here to here. I have faith that every single one of us will take this message with us into our next steps of life and use it to make the world a much better place. I could list off every person in this room that has impacted me, but it would probably take up the entirety of the time that we're even allowed to be in here. You know who you are. You are unsung heroes to all of us and to the students to come. I can't thank you enough for all that you've taught me about learning, about myself, about life, and about the world around me. So thank you to the Sizer staff for being the best role models a person could ever ask for. I guess. Okay. Lastly, I want to share with you some of my favorite quotes from Maya Angelou that I think match up very well with what we've learned during our time together. The first is, if you're going to live, leave a legacy. Make a mark on the world that can't be erased. The second, if you don't like something, change it. And if you can't change it, change your attitude about it. And lastly, nothing will work unless you do. This community has shaped us just as much as we have shaped the community. I know that I'll never forget you guys, and I know that we'll all accomplish great things. And as we start this new journey, let's make our teachers, our parents, each other, and most importantly, ourselves proud. Thank you. Now please welcome our final student speaker, Casta Careless.
Hello. I've been thinking a lot about home. I've been thinking about what home means to me. I've been thinking about how I'm not really sure if I have a home. Sure, I've lived in more than a handful of homes, each with their own stories and characteristics. However, the word home is no longer a place to me, but a feeling. In 2012, I made a very stressful decision to attend Sizer. At that time, my current school was the total opposite of a home. But within the first months here, I felt more at home than I ever had in my life. I remember being at theater rehearsal in the Notre Dame building, and while sitting on the prop couch, I looked over to my best friend and said, "I think I'm going to be very happy here." He took my hand, smiled, and said, "Me too." As I grew into the being I am today, Sizer helped me learn there's more to a home than just a building. I would know because I was here for the two big moves the school had to make.
Now that we are at our final destination, I think it's safe to say that I will always have somewhere to come back to. Sizer has given me opportunities that I can't say I would have had if I stayed in my hometown. Being a student ambassador, a community meeting player, an actor, and a giant fluffy tiger is a lot to juggle. But Sizer gave me the support I needed to achieve these positions. My family here at Sizer has no bounds. From my graduating class, to the lower classmen, to the staff, I have never been more welcomed into a community, and there are no words to describe my appreciation. This summer, I will be moving over 1,500 miles away to be with my family and attend college. Sizer has given me a bittersweet feeling in my heart about this. Sweet, because I was accepted into an amazing school for social work thanks to my outstanding profile here at Sizer. And after 2 years, I will finally be living with my immediate family once more. Bitter, because while Sizer isn't immediate, these people have become my family. This school and the people in it will never leave my mind. And even though home might take a different form as my life evolves, I will always remember my time here. Being home and feeling at home aren't always the same thing. And if there's anything Sizer has taught me, it is that everyone's definition of home varies. And my definition starts here, in this building, with the experiences and people that will always stay with me, no matter where I go. Thank you.
We'd like to invite Leo Gonzalez back to the podium.
Hey there again. Hello, Sizer community. So up next is someone very special to me. Someone who I've had once every 3 years since I've been at the school, in 7th grade for 6th period English, 9th grade for 6th period creative writing, and this year for my 5th period teacher apprenticeship. Someone who has helped me and my mother greatly throughout this adventure of my high school career, and someone who once set off the fire alarms by making grilled cheese. Twice. Someone who knows what it takes to dig deep, someone who used to be known as Mrs. Toby J, but now goes by another name, the amazing and ever-loved Miss Tuttle.
Okay, so I'm not the greatest cook. Sorry to my new husband. My father gives me flashlights for birthdays and for Christmas, and he has been doing so for my entire adult life. For a long time, I found it strange to open packages beautifully wrapped by my mother to find flashlights. But I don't anymore. And my house is adorned with flashlights. Flashlights in every room. I have flashlights that are large and designated to cast pools of light in my living room. I have small flashlights that act like night lights that guide me to the kitchen sink in the middle of the night. I have solar-powered flashlights and flashlights for my car, you know, in case I'm ever on the side of the road at night. I have flashlights that breathe a fiery light and flashlights whose light hangs like fog. I have a favorite flashlight. It's electric blue, and it doesn't need a battery as it's crank operated, and it relies solely on my power. As long as my hand can work, the light from my flashlight can come alive. I like my flashlights, and I love my parents, and my father being a bit strange is probably no surprise to many of you, as he is my father. And I have accepted the gifts of light wholeheartedly. One windy evening, a few years back, when I was awaiting that angelic yet robotic voice telling me that school would be canceled the next day due to an upcoming storm, the gift of light, when the wind and the ice stole my electricity, really mattered. You see, the darkest night of the year, when I lived alone and my house moaned and creaked and the trees scratched at my window, The gifts of light, the gift of flashlight, kept me feeling safe and bright. And my Father is responsible for giving me that light and safety, although he lives many miles away. And on this night, when my feelings about flashlights evolved, I got to thinking about Think, Care, Act. In the way that my Father helped me to accumulate light through flashlights over time, our thoughts and actions and our ability to care also help others to accumulate light. And when others need the light the most, whether we are with them or not, during the dark and windy times, during the scary times, when we feel all scratched up and maybe a little devoid of hope, the light we accumulate from those who have thought about us and cared and acted for us, that light shines in us. I always thought it was pretty cool to be successful. I've always sort of pushed myself to be my best self. I've experienced varying levels of success and my share of failures. But no success is greater nor more important than the success we create from the quantity and the quality of light that we give to others through our words and our actions, and from the quality time that we share with others. To shine ourselves is great. To shine in others is exceptional. When we make meaningful memories with people, we give them a storage of light. When we use our words to build up, we are supplying another person with internal flashlights. When we choose to act despite our exhaustion and busy schedules, we are investing in happiness, in others, and in a brighter world. Anne Frank wrote, "Look at how a candle can both defy and define the darkness." Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that." The theme here of giving light to others and making the world a better place through combating darkness is a universal theme, and it's certainly not original. So why am I here sharing it with you today, with you graduates? For many on this stage, we started our time here at this school on the same day. Your first day here as part of this community was my first day here. For the other students on this stage who did not begin their journeys as 7th graders, I have admired you so. To myself quite a few times, and I've said it to you too, I wish you could have been my student. You see, there are many purposes for speeches, and the purpose of this speech is truly to appreciate these young people. I have watched them shine, shine, shine. Shine as readers and writers and thinkers. Shine on our coffee house stage. Shine as leaders of sports teams. And shine on our Sizer stage. I have listened to them sing, watched them dance. I have seen them struggle with difficult problems and succeed, or not, with grace. I have watched them support Sizer students during peer mediation, envision a prom that is equally as equitable as it is elegant, and sit beside 7th graders who struggle to get their ideas on paper, offering support and guidance without giving away answers, helping 7th graders struggle so that they too can feel success. I have watched them make the world a greener place through creating a youth venture, and I have been the innocent victim of endless jokes, jests, and pranks. You are loud, yet thoughtful. You are beautiful. You fight for justice. Your exuberance is everywhere. And if the music stops, you sing. The students who sit before us have experienced difficult times at this school as our institution entered its teenage years. There's so much love for this school and for this school community in this room amongst all of us. But like all good love stories, there's a little heartache here too. Because of demands from the state, struggles with space, turnover of staff, and other trials our school has faced, Sizer School can break your heart a little. And that little bit of heartache is part of who we are and why we are getting stronger every day. But it's real. But these graduates, they stood proud. They laughed and pushed forward, and they've gone ahead and been their best Sizer selves. In every building we've been housed in every room, their light has filled the cracks in many of our hearts. You shine here tonight, and I love flashlights. Small and bright, large and powered by the sun, and you. And I love that you not only shine for yourselves, but you have given this school the gift of light. I have been a teacher for a long time, and I have loved my students for a long time. And the group of students that has helped me to be my brightest self is you. Because of your optimism, your wit, your willingness to embrace, think, care, act, everyone in this room is brighter because of you. To shine yourself is great. To shine in others is exceptional. Thank you for shining, class of 2017, and thank you for the light that will shine inside of all of us who know and love you. Tonight, you are our favorite flashlights. Thank you, and it is my pleasure to introduce the Sizer Chorus led by Mrs. Allison Cordio. They will be performing Wanting Memories by Y. Barnell. Thanks.
I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes. Yes, I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes. You used to rock me in the cradle of your arms. You said you'd hold me till the pains of life were gone. You said you'd comfort me in times like these, and now I need you, and now I need you. And you are gone. So I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes. Since you've gone and left me, there's been so little beauty, but I know I saw clearly through your eyes. Now the world outside is such a cold and bitter place. Here inside I have few things that will console. And when I try to hear your voice above the storms of life, then I remember that I was told. So I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes. Yes, I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes. I thought that you were gone, but now I know you're with me. You are the voice that whispers all I need to hear. I know a please and thank you and a smile will take me far. I know that I am you and you are me and we are one. I know that who I am is numbered in each grain of sand. I know that I've been blessed again and over again and again. So I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes. Yes, I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes.
Jenna Carol Bailey. Antonella del Pilar Basso. Joshua Malachi Bell. Melissa Louise Bird. Stephanie Victoria Breen. William Joseph Brosnahan V. Morgan Alexandra Casey. Denitza Lee Castro. Cassandra Frederica Clark Hyder. Tiana Kai DeAndrea. Ashley Ann Darling. Cassandra Lee DeCarolis. Andrew James Dupuis. Holland Anna Engel. Katie Renee Gogan-Young. Leonardo Javier Gonzalez. Bryce David Harper. Zachary John Infantino. Nicholas James Kenny. Mitchell Corey Kilroy. Edwin Kamani. Alexis Rose LaPlante. Cassandra Marie LeBlanc. Gilbert Lugo Padilla. Angus Scott McDonald Jr. Sarah Ashley McDonald. Lara Jade Martinez. Julissa Montañez Diaz. Bailey Carl Morse. Jocelyn Marie Mosley. Sonia Amanda Nunez. Dominique Rain Paulino. Rue Lucille Pepper Eisenberg. Logan James Peters. Victoria Rose Poole. Zarius Zaire Zaris Ramos. Hannah May Ricard. Bethany Louise Selmer. Hannah Jane Sheldon. Elijah David Eugene Stewart. Jenna Elizabeth Sussman. Raymond William Thomas. Charlotte Renee Ward. Olivia Hope Welch. Nicholas Brian White. Lindsay Nicole Zani.
No, I'm supposed to say this. By the power vested in me by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the Board of Trustees of Sizer School, in recognition of your efforts to meet or exceed the requirements for graduation, I hereby confer upon you, the class of 2017, your diplomas. Congratulations.
We'd like to invite Steph Breen to the podium for the turning of the tassels.
At this time, I would like to ask the class of 2017 to please rise. Yeah. All right. It has been my honor being a part of this class, and I would ask you guys to join me in turning our tassels from the left to the right to signify that we are now graduates.
Congratulations, graduates. You may now be seated once again. At this time, the Sizer community would like to invite all of our juniors, rising seniors, to please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, the rising class of Sizer students, soon to be seniors. Thank you, guys. At this time, I would like to welcome Melanie Gallo back to the podium to make a special presentation.
Before I make my presentation, I would like to say a few words to the class of 2017. As I sit here every year, I'm delighted to be asked back to be a part of this ceremony. And I think back to many years ago when Peter and I were sitting in a little office at 1 Oak Hill Road, and we began to decide that Think Care Act was going to be the heart of the special school. Listening to you tonight, hearing your stories, you make me proud, and you're exactly what we thought about way back then. So congratulations, go out and do good in the world. Tonight, I have the great pleasure of honoring a man whose passions for the mission of the school and its 10 common principles led him to give generously of his time and talent to make Sizer the best school it can be. I am speaking of Larry Casassa, chairman of the Sizer Board of Trustees. Larry will be leaving the board this year after 9 years of service. If you don't know him, he is the man who values the importance of each voice in this community. He comes to every meeting thoroughly prepared with an ability to contextualize information for others. He understands the strengths of each member of the board and delegates accordingly. He is the supportive force behind the scenes. He is articulate and knowledgeable. He faces challenges with his calm demeanor and thoughtful insight. He has been committed to excellence. When I asked board members to describe Larry, one word came up again and again: kindness. Larry has modeled kindness throughout his tenure with this school, and that, tempered by his gentle spirit, has been a special gift for all of us. I speak for the Board of Trustees when I say it's been a true pleasure getting to know and work with Larry over the years. Larry, could you please join me? The medal is somewhere here. It's my honor to present you with this Think Care Act medal. You are a man who personifies the mission of Sizer School. Thank you.
You know, if I knew this was going to happen, I never would have agreed to come. Thank you so much for the kind words, Melanie. I can say very honestly that I have gotten back so much more than I've been able to contribute. But it certainly is heartening to be appreciated. Thank you very much. But this is about you, class of 2017. And this has been a wonderful ceremony and such amazing presentations by everyone. You know, I could be wrong here, but I can't help but think that we, all of us, did something right. It's right here before us. As graduates in the year 2017, you face a world that is truly unlike any of your predecessors. A world of unprecedented polarity. A world which presents both overwhelming challenges on the one hand and yet great promise on the other. If you've learned anything of great importance here at Sizer, besides all the literacy, math, and science skills, of course, it is to embrace the world around you as only you can. Use the mantra of Think, Care, Act to make it better and more just. Nurture your connection to and the awareness of the world around you. Express yourself and your unique talents in humble and loving ways. And recognize that only in so doing can you help bridge the gaps that exist between the different personalities, cultures, and belief systems you've already encountered and will continue to encounter. Gaps which are responsible for much of the divisiveness that we see in the world today. You have made lasting friendships and encouraged positive change in your time at Sizer. Now you have reached a seminal point in your lives and are ready to take those life lessons forward. Just as you have succeeded in bringing Think, Care, Act to life for all of us at Sizer, please take it with you wherever your journey leads. Thank you. And now, I'd like to ask all of the Sizer School's faculty and staff to please rise. And please join me in thanking all of our Sizer team for their hard work and dedication in helping these students attain this wonderful achievement. We all celebrate and share in their success. Congratulations for a job well done. As we prepare for the recessional, our faculty will exit, collecting the lilies from the front of the stage, and then stationing themselves along the front walkway in honor of our graduates. They will be followed by our guest speakers and then our new alumni. We ask that you remain at your seats until all of our procession is completed. Once they have exited the auditorium, we invite you to share in a graduation reception hosted by the junior class and the PTSO. The reception is located in the Fitchburg State Gardens on your left as you exit the front entrance of the auditorium. Will the Sizer School faculty please rise? Will the faculty please begin the recessional? Will the Sizer School speakers please continue the recessional? Now, will the Sizer School graduates of 2017 please rise? Graduates, please reset.
This feeling deep inside of me. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me. When you hold me in your arms so tight, you let me know everything's alright. I'm hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. Lips as sweet as candy, its taste is on my mind. Girl, you got me thirsty for another cup of wine. Got a bug from you, girl, but I don't need no cure. I just stay a victim if I can for sure.